to more with my storytelling speech. With obsession comes insanity, and when the signs of this insanity are brushed off as mere dramatics, the result is not pretty, as shown in Charlotte Gilman's The Yellow Wallpaper. The story follows the thoughts of a woman confined to an attic in hopes that the air will cure her illness. Instead, we watch as she falls further into her mind, becoming more and more obsessed with the idea that there is something, or someone, behind the wallpaper. I'll let her tell the rest. Hurrah! Today is the last day, but it is enough. John is to go to town tonight and won't be out until this evening. Jenny offered to sleep with me, the sly thing, but I told her I should undoubtedly rest better for the night, all alone. That was clever, for really, I wasn't alone one bit. As soon as it was moonlight and that poor thing began to crawl and shake the pattern, I got up and ran to help her. I pulled and she shook, I shook and she pulled, and before morning we had peeled off yards of that paper, a strip about as high as my head and half around the room. And then, when the sun came and that awful pattern began to laugh at me, I declared I would finish it today. Jenny looked at the walls in amazement, but I told her merrily I did it out of pure spite for the vicious thing. She laughed and said she wouldn't mind doing it herself, but I mustn't get tired. How she betrayed herself that time. But I am here, and no one touches this paper but me. Not alive. She tried to get me out of the room. It was too potent. But I told her it was so quiet and empty and clean now that I believed I would lie down again and sleep all I could, and not to wake me even for dinner. I would call when I woke. So now she is gone, and the servants are gone, and the things are gone, and there's nothing left but that great bedstead nailed down, and the canvas mattress we found on it. I quite enjoy the room now it is bare again, but I must get to work. I've locked the door and thrown the key down by the front steps. I don't want to get out, and I don't want anyone coming in until John comes. I want to astonish him. I've got a rope up here that even Jenny did not find. If that woman does get out and tries to get away, I can tie her. But I forgot I could not reach far without anything to stand on. This bedstead will not move. I've tried to push and pull until I was lame, and then I got so angry I bit off a little piece in one corner. But it hurt my teeth. And then I peeled off all the paper I could reach standing on the floor. It sticks horribly, and the pattern just enjoys it. All those bulbous heads and bulging eyes and waddling fungus growths just shriek with derision. I am getting angry enough to do something desperate. To jump out the window would be an admirable exercise, but the bars are too thick to even try. I don't like to look out of the windows even. There are so many of those creeping women, and they creep so fast. I wonder if they all came out of the wallpaper as I did. But I am securely fastened by my well-hidden rope. You won't get me out in the road there. I suppose I shall have to go back behind the pattern when it comes night, and that is hard. It is so pleasant to be in this great room and creep about as I please. For outside, everything is green instead of yellow, and you have to creep on the ground. But in here, you can creep smoothly on the floor, and my shoulder just fits in that long smooch around the wall, so I won't lose my way. Why, there's John at the door. It's no use, young man, you can't open it. How he does call and pound. Now he's crying for an axe. It'd be a shame to break down that beautiful door. John, dear, said I in the gentlest voice, the key is down by the front steps, under a plantain leaf. That silenced him for a few seconds. Then he said, very quietly indeed, open the door, my darling. I can't, said I. The key is down by the front steps, under a plantain leaf. And then I said it again, very softly and slowly, and said it so often that he had to go and check. And he got it, of course, and came in. He stopped short by the door. What is the matter? He cried. For God's sake, what are you doing? I kept on creeping just the same, but I looked at him over my shoulder. I've gotten out at last, said I, in spite of you and Jane, and I've torn off most of the paper so you can't put me back. Now why should that man have fainted? But he did, and right in my path by the door, so that I had to creep over him every time. Thank you.